You can support this show at patreon.com/ASAPodcasting. Hello, welcome back to Skyrim Addict Podcast. I'm here, it's Michael, and I'm here with Ray.
Hello, hello.
Victor's here, but he's replugging in his microphone because we were having some mic issues. Anyway, I hopped back into some Skyrim. Ray, have you been in Oblivion still, or?
Yeah, Oblivion. I haven't. I took a look at the latest Skypothesis build when it came out at the beginning of June, but it didn't look like one that I was really going to be able to get into. So there'll be another one out in a week or so.
Yes.
So I'll check that out. That'll probably get me back in. So mostly been playing Oblivion. I did. So I think the last time we recorded, we were talking about my unarmed build.
Oh yeah, definitely were.
And I was going to punch my way through the
Oblivion,
the final Oblivion gate.
Yes, yeah. How did that go?
It went pretty well. It took me a minute to get going. I was I didn't trust my allies. And I didn't let them take the beating, to begin with. And so I ended up with all of the enemies attacking me all at one time.
Oh God.
Which didn't go well. So
yeah,
when I stayed back, let all the Daedroth and Dremora attack the the different towns guards and Martin and the Blades and all those guys, and then I circled around behind and then just started punching them dead one at a time down the line. That worked out much better. So I did run it on the ASA Twitch channel.
Nice.
I don't know if the recording is still up or not. It's a stealth recording because I don't know how to change the title of the videos, and so it says it's a Starfield video.
Is anybody playing Starfield anymore? I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm playing a lot of Starfield.
Are you good? Okay.
Yeah. And so went through the gate. Had no problem going through the gate. I had one Dremora. I don't know what his deal was, but he was really tough. But the great thing about this build is that, you can't get a faster swing speed than fists.
Oh, gotcha.
And so if you can back them up against something, you can just sit there and pummel them and they can't strike back.
Because you're much faster.
Because you're much faster than they are. And so I made my way through, and I think I did have, my no magic pants on. So the resist magic.
Yeah. Yes.
I didn't have a shirt on and no shoes. But it was quite the successful battle. I got my little statue inside the gates of oh crud, now I can't remember, Bruma.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so that was a lot of fun. And so right after that, then I started up a character. I started one where I maxed out all the skills and then, started taking levels and got to like level 30 before I finally got sick and tired of taking levels. And then I did another character where I didn't take any levels. So I stayed level 1. And fortunately, I found out through the community that that you can get the Mask of Clavicus vial if you just bring Umbra to the shrine. Normally, you'd have to be level 20 to activate that quest, but if you just bring him the sword, he gives you the mask. And so I was afraid that I was going to have to go, level up to level 2 before I could, finish the main quest, because you've got to take a Daedric artifact to Martin.
Oh yeah, you do.
So now at level 1, I can take the artifact to Martin and not have to worry about it.
It's a good workaround.
Yeah. So all of my skills are leveling up as I play, but my levels, so none of my attributes are leveling up. So when I started the game, I was very careful about how I chose my attributes so that I would be as strong as possible, without adding anything to it later. And so I went for all strength and endurance to start off with. And so this character, I've got a dagger that I enchanted, and that's kind of what I'm running around with at this point. I'm not sneaking. It's got fire damage. It has soul trap. It has weakness to fire and weakness to magic. And so it usually only takes 2 or 3 stabs and just about anything dies. And everything, when I'm going through the Oblivion gates, it's all scamps and the occasional Daedroth.
Yeah.
And nothing more than that. And so it's been a pretty interesting way to play the game.
That's different.
I don't know that I would call it fun, because it's way too overpowered.
Yeah, because your enemies never level up, essentially? Is that
right.
basically what happens? Yeah,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So, nobody's leveling. I'm leveling my skills.
But not your levels.
So I'm doing more damage with my blade. I've got all that stuff going for me. But I'm just not, I'm not gaining any attributes.
Yeah.
So, but outside of that, so No Man's Sky had a big update. So I've been playing a lot with that. And the rest of the time has been in Starfield.
Oh, cool.
So I finally broke down and got the Watchtower paid mod. So this is the first creation that I've played with in any game.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay.
So I never did any on Fallout 4. I never did any on Skyrim. So this is the first one.
Well, oh yeah, okay. So because a lot of the creations are also on Nexus, right? I mean, so you.
Yeah.
So
But most of those are the free ones.
Yeah.
Most of the guys that are charging don't then also put them in Nexus.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So, and it's played pretty nice with my mod list. I haven't had any issues. So I've got, my regular cadre of mods. But then this Watchtower is on top of all that. And it's a challenging mod. I'm glad I did it. One of the hardest things I've got going in Starfield is, making it hard enough. And so it's good to have a mod that is meant for higher levels. And so, playing it on a brand new character, it's been kind of interesting.
Oh,
I've done so many different Oblivion remastered characters now. It's hard to keep track.
Have you been modding it at all, or
no? Well, so the only mod that I've put on Oblivion is the Ultimate Engine tweak.
Okay.
Because I was having a lot of crashing problems
Okay.
with Unreal Engine.
Yep.
And it got to the point where it was like I couldn't play more than 10 or 15 minutes.
Wow.
Without the game crashing out. And it was always the Unreal Engine that was the problem, because you get a little screen that pops up, asking if you want to send the report. So I got this. It's an INI file that you add to your game that puts some tweaks to the Unreal Engine. So it's listed as anti-stutter, more performance, lower latency, better clarity, and lossless. The thing that it's done for me is made it crashless.
There you go. Well, that's important.
Yeah. And so it doesn't really require a mod manager, because it's just you download the INI file, you paste it into a file location that they tell you to, and away you go.
Oh, perfect. Okay. And that seems to have resolved everything for you.
I mean,
wow.
It's been great.
Mm.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be under a mod manager profile anyway, because you'd want it to be global to the game, right? So you stick it in to whatever profile you play, you want to apply to that.
Yeah. So I did have to create the location for the file, so I had to add a couple of file locations, but evidently it's something that the engine looks for.
Cool.
And so it's worked out great.
Nice.
So I picked up a gaming PC for travel.
Yay.
It's a nice little one. It's worked out great. So I hopped into Skyrim. And I was like, I guess I'll play Legacy of the Dragonborn again. So I put together just a simple little mod list, because I was traveling, so I didn't want anything that was going to create a ton of issues, quite frankly, and that I was going to have to deal with a lot of troubleshooting or anything. Because, if you're on a plane or in a hotel or whatever, just didn't want to spend that time fixing something rather than actually playing
gaming.
The game. Yeah. So it's probably only 15, 20 mods, something like that. Just, but I did add Curator's Companion, because I had never used that before. And then found out that Craft Loot and Curator's Companion do not work together, I guess. So I was like, which do I like better? And so I don't know in the future which I would prefer to use, quite frankly. I really like Craft Loot for the ease of keeping everything in one place and just being able to, this character I'm playing, I'm not really crafting a lot. So this one was about filling the museum. So the Curator's Companion made more sense anyway, which is, it's nice to see what you need and don't need, so you don't have to pick up a ton of junk.
Well, I think, LOTD has a lot of the Craft Loot things built into it, right? So It wouldn't be surprising that it doesn't play well with that. Curator's Companion is under the auspices of Ice Cream Assassin, right? So it is a sort of, so to speak, got to be compatible with LOTD because it's the same mod author, right? Am I fading in and out again?
No.
Good.
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, definitely works well. It's great for like you come up on something, you're like, oh, do I need this? Do I not need this? Do I have this? Do I not have that? Really, it makes it so much easier when you're filling the museum.
I know that.
It's like if you're just playing a character and grabbing everything and crafting and all that stuff, it's different. But if you're just playing like a museum character where your goal is to fill the museum, you definitely want the companion.
Yeah, the two are, I think the two mod lists, the two Wabbajack lists that I used both had curator's companion built in. Yeah. So it's good. I'm glad that's better.
Yeah, I did start at first I started a survival character that I was playing before the legacy character that I was just messing around with a little bit, just playing around. Actually, that was just vanilla, or basically vanilla. Some like few random things in there, nothing, mostly visual stuff and things like that. But so I was like, I haven't played survival mode in a while, so I was doing that and just walking everywhere and all that kind of stuff, and crafting and all. But then I was like, I'm just going to do legacy, and then I started walking everywhere in legacy. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll continue to walking everywhere, and then I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's like, you know where you got to go.
Yeah.
I was like, do I got to go there?
This walking thing kind of sucks. Yeah.
I was like, man. I was like, I only have this flight's going to be over in like 45 minutes. That's going to be the whole time of me getting there. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen. So I did have to. I've tried to keep mostly walking and judiciously use the fast travel and utilize the wagons more. So sometimes I'll just flat out fast travel because it's like, all right, I only have so much time, like realistically in life. And then other times I'm like, all right, this time I'm going to walk and explore and do stuff. And that's how he's going to find things. But
so
essentially, yeah.
I'm looking for it now, but the best carriage related.
Oh yeah, there was one. That was what I was going to ask you about. The one carriage one you had used.
It is awesome. It's so good. Let's see. Okay, it's called Wait Carriage in Inns. Wait Carriage in Inns. Let me look at the visit on Nexus page here.
Is that the one where you sit on the bench?
Yep.
And wait for the wagon.
First you go in and you talk to talk to the innkeeper and say, "Can I wait for a carriage here?" And they say, "Of course." Or you could, whatever, and then you just go sit down for a second, and within seconds the carriage driver appears, and then you pop up. Of course, you got to go through the animation of getting off the bench and all that BS.
Yeah.
And then chase him down, but and then you just interact with the carriage driver, and they give you the like go anywhere, list, and you tell them where you want to go. And depending on what other carriage mods you have loaded, you'll get either the vanilla list, or I use Carriage and Ferry Overhaul. So that gives you it gives the carriage drivers what must have been a built-in to the original game, because it's all the original voices, but they always say, would you like to go straight there, or can I drop you somewhere along the way? And then it gives you a little menu of other, like, for instance, if you're in Hjalmarch, it'll give you Morthal and Stonehill and something else. I forget where else.
Some of the smaller villages and things like that.
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but yeah, the waiting in the inn, it really, it feels natural and lore friendly and all that. It's a great little mod. Yeah.
That makes sense. I think maybe I'll see if I can add that and keep it working.
I've been using that in these last two Skypothesis builds that I've been playing. And because I started the Cartographer, which is a relatively recent one.
Yeah.
Which is a survival build. Right. So I threw that one in there.
Because I like the idea of like reducing the fast travel, like just random fast travel, by using actual mechanics versus
exactly
just bouncing.
You usually still have to walk a little ways. Like, for instance, I just came out of Labyrinthian with this current build. And so, it's not that long a walk to Morthal from there. So you just,
not
go
too
grab
bad.
a carriage.
Yeah. It's not like me having to walk from Solitude to Whiterun 4 different times.
Yeah, right.
One gameplay just to do something.
Yeah, that just gets boring.
Yeah, that became pretty tedious. I did learn the path really well, though.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh yeah, those mountains. I got to go around those. Yeah, again.
Yeah.
I did use the Guildmaster start, so
cool.
Did that? I do like that start for Legacy, and then I used basically he gave me the quest where it takes you to Helgen, and you find the book and the burned corpse and all that. So I use that to kick it off, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just use that to start my journey through the main quest anyway, because I have to do it to start filling up the museum anyway. And what am I? A Dunmer, a big, gigantic Dunmer who swings a two-handed hammer and also uses some magic as well, but mostly swings a hammer and bashes things, oddly enough. But throws in some little destruction magic here and there to help out. But
nice,
a nice basher. I was like, I haven't really used a bow at all, actually. Weirdly enough, I've just been hitting things. so that's been different. I used a little conjuration. I've finally gotten up to a level where I can use some, use an Atronak. So when I got to the first dragon there at the watchtower, I was at least able to use a fire Atronak and to help distract the dragon while I swung at it a little bit. And the guards, of course, they were nice fodder to help also, of course, as always. But the curators has been helpful with that. Pretty decently. I got, almost 100 items. And because of the curator's companion, I have almost 100 items already in the museum, because it's just much easier to find things and not like overlap with all kinds of junk that you don't need.
Yeah.
Stuff you've already found.
Yeah, and because I'm not really worried about like, hoarding gold or anything like that. Like, I'm not worried about crafting or anything like that. I'm mostly just worried about going through the main quest and the other, subsequent quests as well. And
I can't remember the last time I played that the Legacy of Dragonborn was with a Wabbajack list. It's a year or more ago now, and I don't remember. Are the latest versions of Legacy integrated with Anniversary Edition?
I think there's at least patches.
Oh, okay.
I think it's either integrated with Special Edition and there's Anniversary Edition patches, or it's integrated with,
just so the items that are added by Anniversary Edition and the Creation Kit are all part of the museum. Yeah.
Yes, I believe
they've got
so.
spots in the
Yeah. All right. I couldn't remember. It's still in like version 6 point something. It hasn't gone to version 7 yet. So I was looking at it the other day.
6 point something or other. I just noticed that. Yeah.
Because have you looked into the big sequel to it that I forget what it's called, where that is right now?
Yeah, there hasn't been much on that. That's I joined their Discord.
Yeah, I did too, but there's nothing. Yeah, and I don't do much more than family Discord anyway. So.
Oh, Odyssey of the
that's it. Yeah,
Odyssey of the Dragonborn. Yeah. Some part way, I'm like just a little bit dipping my toes into Legacy again. So with that character, I mean, we'll see how far I go with it. It may. He may not last that long, but he's going.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Well now.
It's hard to make it all the way through and fill every slot. That takes real dedication to do that.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I've tried and never even gone more than 50%. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, who knows where I'll get to there, but
and the game gets so unstable.
Yeah, the more it does,
when
it does,
start
doesn't
adding,
it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
when you get over 1,000 items,
yeah,
it gets squirrely.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true. Yeah, that is a good point.
I've been having a great time with this. The latest. I haven't dipped into the very latest Skypothesis build. I can't remember what it's called, but the one I'm playing is either the one just before or the one just before that. So called the Briar Witch.
Oh yeah.
She's wonderful. It's a great character. I very, very rarely ever play all magic builds, and but this one, I love Peryite, and she's a devotee of Peryite, and a conjurer. So it's just raising the dead or ghosts is basically, there's a whole backstory you can go and listen to on Skypothesis. And so it's a lot of fun. And I've been there's a really, really great, and I guess you could call it kind of OP spell called the Undying Ghost. I think it's part of the anniversary edition. And the Undying Ghost is awesome. So I'm using him a lot. It took 2 cycles of Undying Ghost to kill Mordecai at level 12 in Labyrinthian. So I used a little bit of destruction, mostly sparks, because I leveled that up a little bit. I've kept the skill tree vanilla, even though I added some mods when I hopped off the Steam Deck and went to my desktop. I took all the Enei or Simon Magus stuff away, and just kept some other quality of life mods like that carriage mod and a few other things, and lots of texture mods. But she is a wonderful character to play. I'm really, really enjoying her. And the whole shtick is that she's she came from a family of Peryite followers, and so if you get sick, you don't cure yourself. So whatever illness she gets, that's the way it is, because she's devotee of Peryite. It pays. I don't grind, so there is a bit of grinding expected, I think, in the way the Skypothesis brothers created the build, because you need to get to level 100 before you finish the Peryite quest, because the idea is to get Orchendor as your thrall, which is the top, the master spell in Conjuration, I think. And I'm at level 12, and I think I'm only at like level 48 or 49 in Conjuration right now. So I am having a few issues with odd vanilla quest bugs. I've already walked it back a couple times. She's supposed to be she's supposed to be also get involved in the Dark Brotherhood. So I went and I killed Grelod by poisoning her mead, which was fun. And then, but when I went back to talk to Aventus Aretino, he wouldn't respond at all. I walked into his house and said, "Yo, killed that old lady there," and he just kept asking me, "Did you kill her? Did you kill her?" I could not get it to. So rather than going to the console and advance it, I just walked it back and went off and did some other things. And now it's acting like it didn't quite tick a box in the main quest either. So I don't know if I'm going to make it through the whole build.
Yeah, it seems to me that I've had problems before getting credit for kills when I've poisoned people.
Oh, because it offers you that as an option in the vanilla quest. It says kill Grelod, and it gives you the option of poisoning her. I mean, directly in the quest with prompts, rather than you just sort of making it up and doing it on your own. So right. But I'll try. I'll get a walk in here and in there and just I'll conjure Undying Ghost and aggro her and just have him, and then go back and see. I'll give that a shot. I don't. That's a good point. But because I did in the vanilla quest. I went to what's the name of the dungeon where you get the Horn of Jurgen Windcaller. Whatever it is, over near Morthal there. Did that, came back to Riverwood and talked to Delphine, and we're off to Kynesgrove. But the quest where it says talk to whoever stole the Horn of Jurgen Windcaller, that's still not unfulfilled. And I don't know if it's still unfulfilled. And I don't know whether that I need to finish Kynesgrove and come back to Riverwood again with her, or to get that, to tick that box. I don't know why that piece of the quest hasn't finished, because I've been back to Riverwood, I've talked to her, and we've gone off to the next thing, which is to find the dragon in Kynesgrove. But find the person who left the note is a separate part of the quest, and that still hasn't been checked off.
Yeah, that usually triggers when she comes. You've asked her to rent the
that's what I thought.
Upstairs room, then she gives you the other room.
Yeah,
when she comes in to talk to you, that's when that quest typically
that's
triggers.
Yeah,
it's
not, that's usually when. Yeah,
so that hasn't checked off either. I think I can probably check that one off if I go into the console, but I don't like doing that because it can have repercussions down the road.
Right.
But I think that one is pretty much a dead end right there. That's the final piece of that quest. So if I tick that off in the console, hopefully it won't be a problem. But anyway, or I'll just leave it unchecked and see what happens.
I mean, as long as you get, as long as you get the horn and you can, take it back to
right. So I don't, but I haven't. You're right. So I haven't got the horn. So yeah, I may have to do that manually. We'll see. But that's where, anyway, I'm loving the character. She's a lot of fun, and I haven't used a single weapon. I mean, I am always tempted to, I don't know, pull out a dagger or grab a bow or something, but I've tried very hard not to. And she has I'm wearing, I don't know, a pair of, from very beginning, I picked up a pair of boots that have a little armor rating and gloves that have a little armor rating, but basically I'm wearing mage's robes, and some amulets and stuff like that. And it's great. It's a heck of a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to some more, some higher level conjuration spells, but that Undying Ghost is very compelling, dude. So
I've definitely used that one a lot in the past because I do like conjuration quite a bit.
Yeah. But she doesn't conjure Atronachs, and she doesn't, she just raises the dead and conjures ghosts. That's part of the whole point of the build. And I did the cartographer for a while, but he got boring. Sorry. He's just boring.
Yeah. That's the one where I tried doing the survival for a while and just like, nope.
Yeah, I had loaded, there's a survival mode helper or something mod that's supposed to be a companion to the vanilla survival mode, which actually opens up fast travel if you want to use it. And I think you still have to sleep to save levels, but you don't have to sleep to save the game, something like that. I don't remember exactly. But even with that, it got boring. So yeah. And when I went back to the desktop to continue playing the Briar Witch, I loaded the profile, a copy of the profile from the cartographer. I eliminated all the skill and various other mods that were in that profile. But the game kept crashing, and it turns out it was actually that survival mode helper mod. Because I didn't have survival mode loaded in the Briar Witch, so it was heavy.
It wasn't loaded in. Got it.
Yeah. And that reminds me, I wanted to tell you, Michael, if you do have any issues on the PC, there are a lot of simple SKSE mods that can help with crashes related to big mods like Legacy of the Dragonborn. There's one called engine fixes.
Mm-hmm.
There's several that are easy to integrate into your mod manager, especially if you're using the SKC load option to start the game. You have to do that, and you have to have script extenders to run Legacy of the Dragonborn anyway, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So all those, there's a lot of really good ones that is super stable, and very, very well moderated and updated. That could help with that. Engine fixes is one of the major ones, and then Power of 3 tweaks and several others like that. They're really, really good for this stuff. So.
Yeah, you mentioned armor. I forgot. I'm also just using the guild armor. Was it? They call it what? Explorer's armor or whatever it is, or the Explorer's Guild armor. I'm only using that for the character since that's what I'm a part of, and other than like some rings and random stuff like that. I don't think there is a helmet for the Explorer's Guild though, so. I do have like just a basic helmet on because I don't think there is one, or a hat. I think I have a hat on right now. I have a fancy hat that I enchanted. So nothing really, I'm not really enchanting very heavily. So, or I may have a hood on to match it right now. I can't remember which I have at the moment, but yeah, I decided to stick with the Explorer's Guild armor since that was the character I was playing, and I just want to kind of go through all that. So, but I guess I'm gonna go through the main quest first. It's been a while since I've been through the main quest, so I guess I'll go through that first, and then I'll be dodging dragons through the rest of Legacy of the Dragonborn. So
yeah.
So I may want to rethink that. I may stop here. I may stop the dragon thing right here at the watchtower before I go any further.
Yeah,
and just start going to just start going around from
that's actually been a problem with the Briar Witch is dragons, because I'm not used to trying to kill dragons with only magic, but the Undying Ghost has helped with that too.
If you're playing a generally good character, and doing the Legacy of the Dragonborn, having dragons is very handy for collecting the armor of the various.
That's a good point.
The hold guards and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yes, that's actually a good point. It really is. Yeah.
By proxy,
I've already done the Whiterun ones where I already got those. It was super easy.
They were in the dragon. What can I do?
Yeah.
They were just laying there. I don't know what happened. Who knows? Who knows where they came from? I don't know. That is a good point, actually. Very good point. Does make searching for those items a little easier.
Yeah, the dragons do a really good job of making sure that you've got the helmet, the cuirass, the boots, the shield.
Well,
each type of weapon.
They swallow the guards whole, so of course they do. Yep.
That is a good point. Good way to get all that stuff. Very fair. Very fair. Yeah, but I figured I'm gonna. Right now, I think I just finished. I'm trying to remember where I was when I left off. I believe I just finished the Watchtower, and then I was heading back up to Solitude to offload some stuff, and got distracted by. I went back to Whiterun. Let them know the dragon was gone. Got Lydia, and dropped Lydia off at what's the farm again? Golden Hills.
Oh yeah, she's great for that. She makes a really good steward. Yeah.
I was like, I don't really want her to die, so I'm going to take her to Golden Hills and let her be the steward of Golden Hills. So she is. She's over there overseeing the farm, taking care of that. She's nice and safe, so that's all good. And that's like a nice halfway point between a lot of stuff to have as a base. Yep. It's not like,
and a nice little, cash cow there.
Yeah. This way I don't have to like sell a lot of stuff or things. Like I don't want to worry about like selling items and things like that. I'm more like, if I need some gold for some things, I have the farm gold, and otherwise it's like I don't want to really worry about that part. I want to worry about filling the museum and finishing off the quests and stuff like that.
Yeah. I got.
It's also nice if you've got that carriage mod. Rorikstead becomes a carriage site.
That's a destination.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah.
And the inn there, of course, you can pick up. It's not a standard place to have a carriage. You can get it as a destination, but you can also go and wait in the inn to get a carriage out as well. If you use the wait in inns, isn't there a carriage? I think there's a carriage add-on for Golden Hills too. There's a mod that'll add a carriage to Golden Hills. I'm pretty sure I've had one there before.
Yeah, I don't think I've tried that.
Yeah, because there's that would sort of jive with the Hearthfire section, because that adds carriages to the 3 Hearthfire houses. So having one at Golden Hills makes a certain amount of sense as well.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. The Briar Witch is pretty much supposed to be a solo character. The ghosts are her companions, but I had to get my homeboy Goldear. So he's helped me out a couple times, but he's spending his time at his family's tomb.
Have you gotten your Skeever?
I have not gotten the Skeever yet. No. And that's part of the build. Yes, absolutely. I forget where where is that? I forget where you go to get that.
Isn't that in the Ratway?
It's part of the Dark Brotherhood, I think, isn't it? Or something, or you.
I think if you just go into the Ratway.
That's right. Yeah. Because it's one of the Skyrim pets.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I have not gotten the Skeever yet. But you're right. I should do that soon.
So say, Ray, you played. You said you did some Nomads and some other stuff. You get into anything else, Victor?
I think I mentioned I've been sort of on and off playing Uncharted, which has been a lot of fun. Sort of working through Uncharted 4. I mentioned that last time, and I honestly don't think so. Like I said, Caitlin is playing Date Everything. I think I mentioned Blue Prince last time too.
Oh yes, you know what? I did play some of that actually. Okay. Yeah, that was a fun little puzzle game.
It really is.
Really interesting. Yeah.
And Sean, who's usually really good at that sort of thing, reached his saturation point with it and rage quit. so
I played it for a couple days myself, and then I was like, yep.
Wow, that was fun.
Yep. Yeah. Have you tried it, Ray?
No.
Yeah, it really is a lot of fun, but yeah, it's not it's a really cool kind of combination of deck builder and puzzle and stuff, but yeah, it can be infuriating.
There was pretty much nothing about that game that appealed to me.
Except maybe the pun in the title, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it has its ups and downs. I fell off of it long ago. That's about all I've been playing. Yeah. I'm just waiting for a new game to really sort of get me.
I still need to get back to Assassin's Creed, the last one.
The Shadows, yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the start of that, but it reminded me a little too much of Ghost of Tsushima, so it's almost the same story.
Little trauma,
Yeah, so
reaction.
It really is kind of the same story with the female character added. So anyway, I kind of like got moved on. So
did you ever end up playing any of the Cyberpunk?
Here's what happened. No, not on the Steam Deck, which is that was my intent. And then I got hooked into the Briar Witch on the Steam Deck. I got home from the UK and Vivian was staying over there for a few more days. So I just had some time to play. And so I sat down with Cyberpunk, and I have to say, look, the intro just reminded me of all the reasons why I just don't like post-apocalyptic type games, even though that's not technically what Cyberpunk is. But it's just it's too bleak. I just the whole ambiance and the everything. It just I played for a while. I played through the Jackie intro and stuff, and then I just thought, you know what, this just doesn't make me happy.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a very comedic game, but it's also a very depressing game.
Yeah, exactly.
And the story is horrible.
Yeah,
and it's it's dark and everything, but I have so much fun playing it.
Yeah, it's clearly so much better than it was because I bought it like the day it released way back when and played it. And it had all kinds of problems, as we all know. And I could see all of that. Many of those things have been cleared up. It was smooth and it seemed. Is the intro somewhat different from what it was originally? It's the same. It just felt different to me anyway. Pretty much the same thing happens, but
yeah, no, that part is all still the same.
Yeah.
There's 3 different ways to start the game.
Maybe that's what it was. I think I went for Nomad this time instead of something else. So I was a slightly different start. Yeah.
And that one's completely unique. The other 2 are not too far off, but the Nomad one, and that was the one that I played at the very beginning of the game, because that appealed to me the most.
Yeah.
But the first thing you have to do is drive your car.
Yeah.
Which, when the game first released.
Oh, it was awful.
It was horrible.
Yeah. It was really
they
bad.
made a bunch of tweaks to it and made it a lot more manageable. But yeah, that was, I'm surprised I stayed with the game.
Yeah, I remember driving around.
That's only like 5 minutes of the start of the game.
Yeah, where you drive over to the tower, climb up the tower, etc. Yeah. That kind of driving in general, though, is sort of GTA like, right? So it's kind of, you just sort of plow through whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was, the driving did seem a lot better controlled and easier to handle. So, and plus I've just been playing some Uncharted where there's a fair amount of, driving the Jeep around.
True.
So, it wasn't too bad. And I didn't have to listen to Sully. Yeah. I mean, so before we go, are there any games coming up that anybody's anticipating? Is there anything releasing this year that supposedly that's going to be awesome and amazing?
Outer Worlds 2 looks really good.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
So they've done a bunch of tweaks to the way that game plays now. So it looks pretty exciting.
Cool. And we'll see if I think the Snowy North or whatever it's going to be called in Valheim is going to be out sometime later this year. That's the scuttlebutt anyway. So that should be fun.
Yeah, and then there's supposed to be a DLC for Fallout London.
Oh wow!
And so I'm anxiously anticipating that.
Yeah. That's what I should have played while I was over there. Didn't even think of that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I guess maybe you could get it running on the Steam Deck.
Yeah, you're right. Because I was going to bring my laptop, and I decided just to stick with the deck. And I'm glad I did. It's a lot of fun to just have along.
Yeah. But yeah, it's. I keep trying to come up with another reason to play a character in there, but I just have not been able to. I've done every single thing there is to do in that game. With one character or another. So,
yeah. And I say I don't, that I don't really like post-apocalyptic, but I have enjoyed Fallout 4. Part of that's because I always played it with mods that add, leaves to the trees and things like that. So it doesn't look quite so bleak.
Yeah.
So I don't know if those mods cross over into Fallout London or not.
I've been very, very careful about
probably smart.
any additional mods.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Because it's a pretty intensive mod on its own.
Yeah, I'll bet. Is it sort of Enderall style mod where it is really a separate game, but it's a mod?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can. I don't remember what the circumstances was, but there was something that you were sent to get in a quest that was only in Fallout 4. It was it was something specific to a location in Fallout 4. And so I had to console command myself into Fallout 4.
Oh my.
And then go back to Fallout London.
Wow.
And it was pretty trippy and definitely worrying.
Yeah.
But it's all still there. And occasionally you'll get a glitch where there was supposed to be a Womble, but you get a Deathclaw instead.
Oh. Okay.
Because there's no Deathclaws in London.
Okay.
Only Wombles.
Yeah.
And but
well, that's because no self-respecting Brit would ever call anything a Deathclaw. A Womble is much more appropriate.
Yeah.
So other than that, not too much. I know the Xbox event that just happened recently was, other than Outer Worlds 2, completely a yawner for me.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, there was not a lot that happened there.
Yeah, no news about anything that everybody wants. So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
a game whose name shall not be mentioned. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
One day more.
Yes. Well, our hair is a lot grayer than it was when we started all this.
Sure.
So,
or less existent. Yeah.
or sparser.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh gosh. Yeah. What is it? 2025? Yeah. 14 years later.
Mm-hmm.
But oh gosh. All right. Well, next time we'll probably have some more of the same. So hopefully it won't be 100 degrees where Victor and I are.
Yeah. And maybe I'll make it to. Speaking of 100, maybe I'll get my conjuration to level 100 and with the Briar Witch.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll see if I'm still playing that legacy character or not. We'll see if that's still happening. It's a possibility, though.
Yeah. I can pretty much guarantee I won't be playing any character that I'm playing
I can guarantee that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. We will talk to you next time.
Night all.
All right. Take care.